Okay, hello everybody. Assuming I have continued to do this correctly, successfully, we are live
We're
on
up.
the internet. Yep. Okay.
Saw us popping.
I always doubt that it's gonna work. I never trust myself to do it right. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to session 6 of the Lyceum project. We are moving right along here. Before we dive in, we always like to remind everyone that we are proudly sponsored by World Anvil, which has everything that you need to start creating and building your world. You can sign up for free and get started right away at worldanvil.com. You can also join their Discord, where there's a lot of great world building discussion and collaboration, and people are very helpful and friendly on there. It's definitely worth taking a look at. And then, of course, we extend our thanks to Roll20 for their generous support. They provide us with a pro account and core books, so I can show you my shabbily drawn maps and things when they get into combats here in our sessions. So it's been a couple of weeks. Where we were last time, the party had split into two groups. Gregory and Garnet had gone off to the hospital to see what they could learn from some of the Griffin riders that were in the hospital there. Care and sorry, I'm still working. Amir had gone off to try to pursue some other leads that they had out in some of the more questionable parts of town. They met up with Noon in the South Market to try to pursue some of those leads further. So the group is currently split across the city. They are going to
Not be further apart.
um, they're going to chase some of the different clues that they've picked up along the way here. And what would you like to do? Let's start with Care and Amir and Noon, since you're the ones who vaguely have an idea of where the other half of the party went, while you're kind of in a nebulous somewhere. So where would you like to start today?
So we'd just finished at the South Market, right?
Yes, you've spent most of the day on this at this point, so the market is starting to close up shop for the day. Most of their a few of the food stalls and things are still open for people grabbing dinner ingredients and things, but most of the businesses have sort of wound down for the day. Um, it's that sort of maybe like a 6-7 p.m. ish kind of time frame. Um, so yeah, where would you like to go? What would you like to pursue? You got a few different leads and clues that you can chase.
I suppose we should probably head back.
Let's go find the rest of us.
Yes. They were headed to the was it the hospital?
Yeah,
I say we regroup and converge our information.
that hospital's by the Northern Market, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can get some shopping done. I got this spell book, and I gotta put some of the spells into my own book so I can start casting them.
Alright. Can you do that while you walk?
Well, I have to get the materials first, so
Oh.
let's get going.
Alright.
All right.
So you start heading sort of north-ish through the city towards the Plaza Market
Yeah.
and the general location of the hospital. Meanwhile, Gregory and Garnet, you're wrapped up your interviews there. Where were you heading out from here?
Where do you reckon the others have gone off to?
Honestly, I don't know. They said they were going to go to some unsavory parts of town. I'm not quite so familiar with anything like that. But and I guess I could try to send Cricky out to try to find him again. I mean,
I suppose that could work. If we wait outside the hostel while we do that, that means Cricky doesn't get lost, and the others are likely to come to us anyway. as they know we were going to the hospital.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so I just sort of make Cricky sort of do like a loop, like just every now and then going back into the 100-foot radius so that he can give me updates.
Okay, sure. Make a perception check for
All right.
Cricky. We'll see.
Does that use my perception?
If you're
No, right, yeah, no, Cricky's perception. What is what is Cricky's perception? Shoot. Do that in D&D Beyond.
well, you sort that out and roll it when you get there. Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
trio from the south have moved up through the town. It takes a little while to get across, right? You're weaving through the streets. It's the evening. There's still some nightlife. People are hitting the taverns and that kind of stuff is going on at this point. So it takes a little while to weave through town, but you do eventually reach the plaza market up in the north. You wanted to try to pit stop for some spellbook supplies, you said?
Yeah.
Yes. 100 golds in inks and paper each.
Okay. Let's see.
I have to get the fancy stuff, apparently. I've been reading up a little, doing research. I really want to... I really like this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's a +3, so...
Okay. So you are able to find a shop that is able to supply you with 100 gold worth of paper and ink, but they're going to charge you 125 gold for it. They marked it up on you.
Yeah. To intimidate or not to intimidate? That is the question. Nah, I'll leave it for now. Can I also... This is like a little magic stall, right?
Yeah, they deal in some of the base components. So they have like the ink and the paper, and they have component pouches and that kind of fundamentals.
Throw in a component pouch and a basic component pouch and a small chunk of garnet.
Well, no, she's still at that. Never. Bad joke.
To what people you really need to ask.
I'm sorry. I'm due for my infusions, so I have fatigue brain.
No worries. It just teed up a joke that I couldn't resist making. So you're able to secure all that. I'll double check what the prices are. There's a small markup on it, but
Obviously,
aside from that, they're able to hook you up.
I think. Yeah, so about 200 gold or so.
Probably around that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go for that then.
Okay. Anything else that you want to try to knock out here before you head over to the hospital?
I think I've put my foot in enough for now.
Are there any sort of weapons dealers or anything like that?
Let's see. Well, there are, but it looks like they've already closed up shop for the night.
Fair enough. As in... Actually, never mind. I wasn't going to do anything illegal, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
No, never. Wouldn't dream.
Remind me what your class is again, and is it rogue? Or...
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. So you finish up here in the market and head over to the hospital where you see Gregory and Garnet kind of hanging out outside. They were hopeful that y'all would turn up.
I'm just up looking for Cricky because he rolled a 5 perception. I think he got lost.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, great.
Well, he didn't get lost. He just failed to spot them. So, like, as the group walks up, you're just thinking, like, well, come on, Cricket. No warning, no nothing, no notice.
Cricket literally flying above them, but looking very confused.
A rogue and a hunter ranger snuck up on someone. Surprise.
Go figure.
both who can use the Cloak of the Elven kind.
Probably actively have it on right now.
So the
Yeah.
5 of you have reunited outside of the hospital. You have some info to share amongst yourselves and things, and then we'll figure out where you're going from there.
Hi. Whispering.
Ah.
Sorry.
So,
What's
can
next?
somebody tell me why Cricky came back so early?
What?
No.
He got scared off.
But-
All right.
What?
There aren't
Do we
any
want to know?
bodies. Don't worry.
It's all fine.
That still leaves a lot that could have happened.
I mean, there's no blood on either of us, so I mean,
Yeah,
The
that's not
important-
overly reassuring either. I know what Care can do without.
The important thing is that we may have some information.
Also, might have some information.
I think it would be best if we potentially don't discuss this outside. Maybe we should
Yeah.
go to a inn or a tavern, potentially.
Might as well go back to where we stayed last night.
I was thinking more of maybe the Elias Inn.
What have you heard? Should we not work out a game plan before we go somewhere new?
It's more the fact that I'm just saying we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't mean anything against.
Hey, no,
Yeah, I know. I bad phrasing. Yeah. You catch my drift.
I'll catch your
I
drift, but I do think we should keep an eye out for thieves.
Well,
Aside from you, yes.
I think we should
We're all
still keep an eye out for him just in case he gets up to shit.
If he still says
I
he's
just
not
realized
president, I hope he knows that.
I just realized my look to the side works on, the Discord call, doesn't work on the stream.
Care is just gonna sidle over and he's
This-
just gonna be like, 2 birds with 1 stone. That's a pretty good shot.
I pride myself on
And it's
my.
kind of obvious that she didn't understand that it was like a turn of phrase at all.
I pride myself on my throws.
Tell you what, Care, if you can match that throw when we leave town with a bird that isn't Cricky, I'll give you 10 gold pieces.
God.
What about? Actually, never mind.
This offer is open to Care only.
I was just gonna say, what if it? Never mind. Don't worry about it.
No, I think I have an idea where you're going, but
Leave Cricky alone, you monster.
no, not Cricky. I have a different idea where I think he's going.
Do I want to know?
Probably
I
not.
wanna know.
I'm lost both in and out of character.
There are some bird races.
Oh! Yeah, they don't count.
So, should we head to the Elias Inn or where we stayed previously? I forget the name.
You say that like I have a memory for names.
Out of the five of
Well,
us,
that's good enough.
none of us remember the name.
Noon?
You-
You remember what the name?
I'm better with places than names.
Then
Sorry,
lead
bitch,
on.
I'm gay. Wait, shit. Actually, Noon is in fact heterosexual. Never mind. I totally forgot.
So, regardless, where do we want to go?
The fact that it took you by so much surprise just brings me so much joy.
Well, like 90% of my characters are like queer. But like, I
feel
guess
like-
Noon is still technically queer. He's a demi boy, but he's like heterosexual, which is the part that I like totally forgot about because I'm just so used to like all my
Being
characters.
Yay.
I'm not gonna lie, I typically play my characters with my own like queer identity, but I remembered that I was like, yeah, no, this character's actually gonna be different. This one's gonna be a lesbian, because that'll be interesting, and then just not gonna come up, is it? Probably not anyway.
You never know.
I lost what we were going somewhere to discuss things, right? That's what we were doing.
In
We're
theory,
going back.
Sorry.
maybe not. Maybe we're just
That
gonna.
was the plan.
Um,
Just impromptu, just like coming out session.
Sure. Just hanging out on the street corner, having a chat.
Can we go to an inn, please?
The Elias Inn is closer,
You know,
I
hardcore
think.
characters walking like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a lesbian. Just, you know.
No, just Noon being like, "Oh right, I'm hetero."
just
Oh.
imagine all of a sudden,
Remember!
Oh, okay, I'm straight.
I'm supposed to know where to go.
I'm supposed to know what's going on. I don't have the excuse of being an excellent person.
To be fair, he is a himbo, so
He's a twink.
fine. That's even worse.
He's a dumb twink, and we love him.
Okay, so does everybody have their stuff from the other inn?
No,
Did
we
anybody
do
leave
have-
anything behind?
Yes,
Just
we do have. I do have to go back and get my camping gear.
Yeah, you.
Then that's where we go.
You were staying at the guild hall. Is
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
inn, the inn
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for that
Fucking
information.
hired.
20 minutes later, Kim.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like where we
I've got one
I-
positive brain cell today.
once you had the,
And
like,
it's in Kim's head.
oh, we need to go back and get our stuff. I thought I would remind you that your stuff is safely at your guild hall, the guild that you are all
Okay.
very importantly members of as a defining characteristic of all of your characters. That guild that you all, that one,
Yes.
the one that
That's the
the
one.
that the entire campaign is named after. That guild hall.
no
Yes.
thought,
That one.
head empty.
No brain cells here.
I was absolutely like,
I have a 16 intelligence and I forgot.
what was the name of that place? I just can't. I'm like,
I thought it was, but I didn't want to like.
all right.
My boyfriend just got onto the stream, and the first thing he messaged me was Noon being dumb. Yes.
Yes.
It was
Yeah,
not just
you're-
Noon being dumb, it was also me being dumb. I forgot that he was hetero.
I'll look at me. I'll be honest here. It wasn't just. It wasn't just. It was all of us.
We were all being a little stupid. We forgot.
Where we were staying.
We're having a rough Sunday. We're having a rough
We
Sunday.
are.
To be fair, I just woke up because I like had a long day yesterday, and I collapsed into bed and passed out, and now I'm up.
All right. So Karen.
Maybe we can discuss this at the guild hall,
Karen
and then
is-
maybe later go to the Eliason.
that's actually a better
Yep, makes
idea.
sense to me.
And Kara
What?
wants to go. Yeah, so Kara has to go pick up the rest of her equipment too, because she doesn't have like everything with her. Looks to either side suspiciously.
All right. So we're migrating back towards the guild hall. That's the plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just checking. All right.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I have to go. My mom's dog is lost, and she needs me. I'm really sorry. Like, this is an
Right,
emergency.
so Noon stays behind at the guild hall.
Yeah, we'll
All right.
have you stay behind at the guild hall.
All right.
Good luck.
See ya. Shoot. Okay. So you come back to the guild hall, which you can see on the map here. You can kind of pop a
The
squat.
spacing's all wrong now.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that here while you guys chat amongst yourselves. I'm gonna redo the cameras real quick because yeah.
Okay, yes. Let's
So let's share some information.
No. I'm kidding. That was.
Well, that leaves me.
That was
I was about to slap you, man.
sorry.
Maybe you should.
I think
Viable.
we had a pretty.
Right.
I think we had a pretty eventful
So
day.
yeah, so do we. We talked to a couple of the Griffin Riders, and they did actually have a vague recognition of the symbol. I mean, obviously it was incomplete. We didn't have all the pieces, but we were able to get a better idea of what the symbol might have been.
And where they
Because the bandits that had attacked them, their banner had a broken chain with a bull busting through it.
Or at least
the center.
something horned. They think it was a bull.
But something horned, at least.
I see. Well, we discovered that there was a merchant-looking man. Might not be a merchant, but he looked like a merchant.
What's the merchant look like?
Like a
rich asshole.
yes,
You
brilliant.
think a lot of people look like rich assholes, and you're not wrong.
It's a
Anyway.
seller's market these days, you know.
He had a broken chain link on his belt, which was it's kind of weird. You don't see many people walking around with a
That
broken
seems
chain.
kind of tacky.
Yeah.
Which is why it was weird, because he looked like a merchant, so he looked presumably rich and had a broken chain link on his belt, which is kind of weird. I said that already.
He may be
Does
Does
staying.
this have
at-
anything to do with why you wanted us to go to the Elias
Oh,
Inn?
he's
yes.
staying
yes.
there.
That's the one. Potentially.
Hmm.
Or didn't someone else say that he might have visited the spicy druid bar thing? Whatever. I remember someone saying something about that.
Spicy druid bar.
You know, he was asking for places to eat and drink, and someone said that that sort of area that sort of druid enclave area had some spicy bars and food and stuff. I think vaguely along those lines, or that he went to the Elias Inn.
I suppose it does make sense to look at the Elias Inn first. Does this mean you have a plan, or are you just planning to walk up and see what happens?
Well, I was going to go into the Elias Inn, hope he was there, stab him in the gut, and then walk.
No.
No, that was good. That was good.
I feel like there need to be a few more steps.
We just question him, maybe bribe him, maybe threaten to
Also,
eat
please
him.
keep in mind that Garnet is a lawful good. Like, she's not going to accept murder as an option. Not anytime soon, at least.
I also would prefer not to have this lead to murder.
I wasn't actually going to murder him. It was a joke.
Like a
I
ha-ha,
think.
you know.
Yeah, like haha, we're gonna murder you.
Perhaps you need to work on your delivery.
They say timing is the key.
In that case, I think
In
he's thrown
murder
it
or
away.
jokes?
Yes. See?
Amy just looks really proud of himself.
And Garnet reaches over and claps him on the shoulder, but she kind of forgets she's got like a 19 strength, so he probably stumbles a little bit.
I just realized I'm both
Sorry.
really weak and really dumb.
I just realized I'm dumb.
And weak. Don't forget that part.
And straight.
It is
So-
that kind of a
Alright.
day.
Armstrong and I have
Dude,
street
that
smarts, and everything else is.
What is our plan of action? I think I've got a brief idea, but nothing in detail. Do we need like a we yoinking him, or are we just gonna sit down for a couple drinks with an old friend? Not that we're actually his old friends, but you know, like
I feel like we do need to work out what we're going to ask him before we try and track him down.
what if we write him down? Write some questions down and make it like on a little notepad, so it looks like an investigation. Looks fancy.
Garnet does in fact have a notebook and she pulls it out. Alright, do you have any ideas?
Where were you 2 days? Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, at this
Don't
point.
ask me. Fine.
Half a
Where
I have
were
no
you 2
interest.
days ago? What were you doing? Who were you with? Why on earth do you have a chain link on your belt?
You killed this man!
I wasn't planning on it, but
That may be a little too direct.
how are you
Little
doing,
bit.
my dear friend?
I was thinking more we play the buy him a couple drinks and
Get him drunk. It's a brilliant
No.
idea.
play chummy right up until we don't.
Or what if we act?
I really
drunk?
hope I didn't stab him, but knowing you, I'm pretty sure you mean stab him. Okay.
What if we get drunk, or we pretend to be drunk and act like we're just some random bozos looking for a new friend? You know, because drunk people do that. I think. And I've never actually.
think
I
you
feel
could
like
prob-
you're the sort to be able to actually pull that off. I'm
was
told
about
I
to say
have
the
rather
same
a
thing.
resting grumpy face. It was something like that.
You have resting adorable face.
Resting.
Thank you. That's not what I played as a half orc before.
There's one problem. I stand out if I don't have my cloak on, because I'm kind of pink.
Do you have a disguise kit or something?
You're what?
Oh wait, I can go invisible.
It's kind of colorblind.
I'm literally pastel pink, and he kind of points to his cheeks.
God, it's just like, I think Cass colorblind, but okay.
I mean, but I don't see why that would stand out.
Well, I mean, everyone
I
will
mean,
know me afterwards.
This is a half. This is a what 6.5 feet tall half orc with a dark, like purplish and teal skin. So, who grew up among orcs of a similar nature. So,
Yeah, I'm a half orc that grew up with dwarves. Like, I'm like dark grey skin. I pretty much look like a moving rock.
if
I'm a
anything,
full human.
if anything,
Turn the
he's the one
women
that
in.
stands out.
My
You don't
point,
recognize the human.
my point was that everyone's going to remember the people with the sort of slightly rarer characteristics. How good are you with people, Gregory?
I'm all right with them. I wouldn't say it's my best stat. In fact, I would probably say it's my probably the worst. It's my worst stat. It's not bad.
What about getting drunk? Can you do that?
A
That's his best.
little better.
Okay.
A little better at that.
What if the two of us pretend to be drunk? Can you pretend to be drunk?
Knowing how well this game has been going for me, probably not. But let's go for it.
Okay. And then I pretend to be drunk, which I think I might be able to do, despite the fact I've never been drunk. I wasn't allowed when I was younger.
Just act like a complete moron. You'll be fine.
I do that anyway.
Just do what you usually do when you're flirting.
Exactly. Slow your words a little bit. Stumble over when you walk in. You got it.
And then we just buddy up to this guy as though we're looking for a new friend. And then all of a sudden we say, you know about this crazy... I don't know why I've decided to adopt it.
Oh,
I mean,
like-
if you put on an accent, you definitely won't stand out.
I was thinking more. You get him drunk, offer to take
What?
him off to another bar somewhere else, and we disappear him into an alley somewhere.
Like a whole. I know a better
Let's
place.
not
than this.
disappear people.
I know a better place than this, and then we just throw him in the sewers and be like, "All right, pal, listen here. I'm gonna clog your mouth full of sewage water, and if you don't, just cry."
I'm not a big fan of
I
this
don't know.
plan.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
how
this
plan.
sounds going a bit down the toilet.
Literally.
Hey, there's a guy go this way. No.
So what is the plan?
So far, we've got the two of you go in and act drunk, possibly actually get drunk,
Get
and
him
try and get this mysterious man to follow you to an undisclosed location where something undecided happens.
Sounds like a brilliant idea already. I love it.
You would. All right. Where do
Where's-
we
yes,
try
that's-
and get him to?
What about? There's some houses near the inn, right? It's got to be.
Kim
on the
just
back
looks like
street.
she's holding so much back right now.
I'm just absorbing. I'm just hearing this plan unfold in my head. Like, oh yeah, no, that's sure. Drag it.
It's a
Plan
brilliant idea.
drafting the message she's going to send to all her other DM friends. Like, guess what my dumb party did today?
Yeah, we're about to be the next meme.
Honestly, we deserve it.
Absolutely, 100%.
I give you one week off due to tech problems, and everything just derails. Y'all are killing me. You lose the plot literally. So
We technically have never existed with the
I
plot.
mean,
I-
I mean, Care is still sticking pretty much in character.
sure.
Disappear people and question them.
Whereas Garnet's just fairly silly, but likes to go along for a joke.
This is an interesting plan. Are you planning to abduct him or disappear him? Is that
No,
assuming you find him?
Okay,
She was having the time of her life.
I say disappear, but the idea is just to like tuck him in, like pull him into an alley somewhere, question him, and then.
Well, surely we don't want to be observed while we're doing this. Maybe we should.
Obviously. And
What if we book a room in the Elias Inn and then take him back to that room?
So we seduce him.
Oh.
I mean, that's not really my style, but if that gets him in the room, I suppose that gets him in the room.
Care's eyebrow is just going up like, what?
I don't think this man could be.
I'm feeling very
If
regretful.
he has orchestrated this tragic event, I don't think we can seduce him. I think he's immune to seduction.
He might
Like
not
me.
be the mastermind behind the plan.
Oh, that's a
Why
good
don't
point.
we just get him drunk, get him into a room, and see what he knows?
Blackout
That was my
drunk,
plan.
completely blackout drunk. So in the morning with his
No.
hangover. No, okay.
Not blackout drunk. We need him to communicate.
If he's blackout drunk, we can't trust anything he says.
But we can.
If
Lippy.
drunk enough, he'll have trouble lying.
Okay, so we get him drunk.
Give him right smack on the head afterwards as well.
Do we give him like lots of drinks, or do we spike his drinks?
Whatever works.
I think refill his drink whenever he's not looking. I've heard that's a good story of it.
I have a bell.
I have something that no. I was like thinking like maybe I can, because I have the spell Compelled Duel, like maybe I can incite a bar fight.
And we act as bodyguards to get him out of there. It's a brilliant idea. I love it.
Yeah.
We found him.
Yeah.
I'm not on board with that.
Good.
Also, welcome back. We're apparently
Welcome back.
inciting to get a guy drunk and then possibly kidnap, murder, or seduce him. I'm not quite sure which.
Somehow
You need
Noon,
me for this.
Somehow Noon has. the
Yeah,
skill
we
rank
need
of-
Noon.
It's again noon. You forget. You're straight.
Doesn't mean I can't trick him. Have you ever heard of a drag queen? Also, Noon.
I'm loving where this is going. I really am.
Wait, so the seduction plan's actually going ahead now?
Alright,
I don't.
With the straight guy.
it's time for me to shine with my fucking big ass charisma.
Yeah, that's really the reason we needed you. I'll be honest.
Alright.
Hey, I'm quite charismatic. I just don't act it all the time.
You never act.
And I do still have that compelled jewel in my back pocket if we need to start a bar fight.
Please
quick
don't start a
escape.
bar fight. I don't want to
That's a
get
good
kicked out of a bar.
Save that as an escape plan.
Yes, I think that's a brilliant idea.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just. Do we know whether he is heterosexual or what? What
We
do
do
we know?
not.
He's
we
a
don't know
merchant.
Next to
anything.
nothing about him. And
We knew.
Well-
No, he
nothing.
looks like a merchant.
Oh, yes, no, he's not actually a merchant. He looks like a merchant.
Yeah, so we don't know if he's actually a merchant.
Allegedly. He might not even look like a merchant.
Well-
Maybe someone's idea
well-
of a merchant is different to our idea of a merchant.
Really, we know absolutely nothing.
Yes, correct.
So then he's got a
I have
chain.
command as a spell.
Alright, so Noon is thankfully like real androgynous thanks to his changeling heritage. So he either looks like a very pretty boy or a very flat girl. So Noon, I'll go over and try to flirt with him.
you are
Let's
not
just hope
there
he's-
yet.
We are.
Shit. Come
You're
get
still
me.
at the guild hall.
We're still planning
Yeah,
things at the guild hall. We haven't decided what we're gonna do yet.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
Nope.
No, it's okay. We didn't catch you up yet. Yes, we've basically been sitting at the guild hall the whole time trying to figure out what to do and being absolute chaos.
Yeah.
As is our due.
As I get everything fixed, unfixed.
So the real question is, which of these many amazing plans, I don't think we've had a single bad idea.
We've had a few bad ideas, but
I am going to contest that.
I think they're all bad ideas, but I
We
think
are
I'm
not
fine.
dead yet. We are not dead yet, which means that we've had no bad ideas. Trust me.
That's how it works.
I played a rogue once who decided to rob a real nice mansion, and they ended up accidentally setting off a lightning rune trap and like dying. Thank God the cleric did not trust me and came after me.
Okay.
Fucking dimension dooring into the mansion and putting me in a bag of holding or whatever. He put me inside a fucking bag. then left.
Look, we're not dead yet. It can't be that bad a plan.
Exactly.
Not started yet, but my point stands.
Once someone dies, then that's when it's a bad plan.
Should we place bets? No, that was no. Okay, bad joke. Right.
I just give Amir a glare. Just no. Just no.
If you die, I'm not bringing you back. I hope you know that.
That's. I would say that's understandable, but I'm slightly offended. I won't lie.
I've known you 2 days, and all I've heard from you in this time is increasingly bad plans.
Also, my boyfriend reminded me that Noon is in fact bisexual with a heavy preference for women, so I was wrong. He is queer, so he does get the excuse for being stupid.
Fair enough.
just in the middle of the conversation. Oh wait, I'm bi.
He's not the smartest.
He's so dumb.
To
he
be
forgot
fair.
his own sexuality.
Listen, I forgot my own name because my friend introduced me to a pretty girl. Shut up.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the easiest things about me introducing myself is the fact that my name is based on a color. That color is my favorite color, and I often have it with me. So even if I do forget my name, at least I have a handy reminder.
Do any of us actually have a positive intelligence modifier?
I've got a 16 intelligence.
I don't feel like that's the case. I really don't.
So
I have a 16. Care has a 13.
I
Everybody
actually have
else-
a 3.
It's debatable.
Everybody else.
what?
Not great.
A +3 or like just a number 3?
A +3. He actually has a +3. I'm just so stupid I can't play an intelligent character.
Both in and out of character, my intelligence modifier is -1.
In character, my intelligence modifier is -1. I won't go to say my outer character because I feel as though that would just be.
It's -3, that's why.
I'm wounded. But we should really decide on a plan.
Continue on with the session rather than roasting each other.
Well, yes, that would be a good idea.
Okay.
So we're sticking with Noon seducing them? I think that's where we were going with.
That's all right.
Well, I think, okay,
Plan A.
get them drunk.
June tries to first
Plan A is
step in all these plans. Identify him.
I don't know.
Second,
That feels like a critical part in all of this. Step 1.
Yeah, and we need to make sure we have a room rented first, so
Plan-
I will deal with that.
Plan A, seduce. Plan B, juice, as in we pretend to get drunk. Plan C, bar fight.
What
I think
what
Plan
if?
C should be command and Plan D is bar fight.
What if? Right. We get him drunk
All right.
and then seduce him, so that he'll be more susceptible to the seduction.
All right. So
And more likely to not care.
Plan A is off the table. Plan A is not going to succeed. If you attempt Plan A, you're going to get murdered. So
Aww.
Wait, which one was Plan A?
Seduce.
The horny one.
if
We don't have a bard.
you
We
attempt,
forgot
I
that
will-
Kim is Catholic.
Kim is not Catholic. Don't ascribe shit like that to me like that.
Sorry, what I meant was I was referring to a meme where it's basically like the blank has become Catholic to mean that like no sex allowed. I'm very sorry for that.
We are just trying to get him to a specific room.
That's kind of Care's plan, is get him drunk, invite him to a room, and see
What
we
if-
can get him talking.
We said there's a promise of gold in said room after he's drunk, because drunk
Right.
people love gold.
Bribery usually works.
Exactly.
I feel like we should have more of a plan than get him drunk and ask if he wants to see some gold. I feel like there needs to be a step between that. Possibly
Hey,
explaining
pal,
why we're offering
You
him
look
gold.
you look like a cool guy. How about
Look.
how about you help
If
me
we
out with this
can't
job?
get him to try to score, we got to introduce him to a score.
What
I
if
feel like
what
we
if,
need a plan to introduce him to. We can't just go, hey, look, you're drunk, we have some gold, come with us. It's not how it
What if-
works.
what if I pose as an employer and I say, "Hey, look, I've got a job for you. You seem like a reputable fellow."
You said it's after getting him drunk.
After getting him drunk.
This is after getting him drunk and talking with him for a bit and getting to know him.
Yep, and then I say, "Hey, look,
Do you know?
I
if
can
he's
show you the
drunk?
reward
Out
for
of
this job."
curiosity.
Because if he isn't actually a merchant, this entire plan may fall apart pretty quickly.
I feel like maybe we should just kidnap him.
Back to plan
Can we-
E then, is it?
Before kidnapping, please.
Listen. It's the most, like, reliable. We don't have to rely on anything other than just fucking snatching this guy.
Hey Kim. Hey Kim.
It's not like-
Anybody else, is anybody
Yes.
listening in on us talking about this?
Well, that's good.
I feel like we're in a private room, still, hopefully, in the guild hall, rather than discussing this in the open for people to overhear.
No.
You since nobody bothered to ever state anything to the contrary,
We've
you've just been
been
sitting
doing
at a table in the tavern space having this
Yeah, I
conversation.
noticed that you plopped us down there, and I'm like,
To be,
Because I didn't necessarily assume that you were going to need quite that level of privacy to so I just kind of sat you down at a table. If you
Look, how
had
about
been
this?
like, hey,
Kidnapping is off the table. No
To be-
kidnapping.
To be fair, I think that we would not be talking about this stuff loudly. It would be in hushed tones, huddled over. Yeah, so it would not be like screaming it like the last time we did this, screaming it in the very public space, very
Yeah,
loudly.
that
and having
that
high
everyone
volume.
watch
Look, for the
it.
last time, we're not kidnapping anybody. I'm sorry, what?
Well, no, that's probably what makes everyone look up. Just
I
going,
can-
we're not kidnapping anybody. What?
I can cast a spell, and that spell is called sleep.
Yeah,
They can
you.
go to bed.
Oh,
And
For
then abduct him.
kidnapping.
Honestly, it's probably the only good plan we've actually come up with.
Why don't we just go beat him up? Why don't we just go beat him up?
Actually, that's a good idea. We get him
Wait.
drunk. We cast sleep on him, so it looks like he passed out. We bring him
Oh,
up
and then we
to the
act like
room.
we're taking him to his room. Yes,
Yes,
you know, getting him
yes,
back.
that was
and
my
we
plan.
take him to our room.
Yes.
And then we have to reverse sleep and
Yes.
question him. Okay.
Okay,
that sounds
hold
good.
up. Kira's gonna go and get them a private room before they start planning out more of this.
Is this like the Elias Inn? Like, I feel like we need to go to the Elias Inn to.
No,
do
we're
that.
we're still at the guild hall, but
Hmm.
we should plan what we're gonna do. We should
Yeah, but-
plan something. We should plan what we're gonna do before we go. But I think planning this
I
in
thought
the
that was the
open
plan.
may not be the best idea. And then Kara's just gonna look around at the fact they are very public right now.
Yeah,
Just
stop
like
being sensible. We
12
don't like
people
that.
just staring at all of us.
To
That'd
be fair,
terrifying.
it's probably not the first time they've had to deal with this kind of thing. So
If you want
You'd be
results,
surprised.
sometimes you have to be a criminal.
all right,
I am a little nervous. Kim, is the Dragonborn that Amir sort of was accidentally racist to here at the moment?
Oh no!
What did you say to that guy again?
I
No,
don't
it wasn't
remember.
They're
I don't
not.
want to.
They're not currently in
It wasn't
the
anything.
public
Accused
space.
basically indirectly accused him of burning the Griffin Rider's place down.
Yeah.
Right. That shit.
hmm
We really are, like, stupid, huh?
Very reasonable assumption to make about somebody that you never met.
I
before.
mean, if you just
Reasonable
go accusing
assumption to
everyone,
make
eventually
about
get the one
somebody
person.
in the guild.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they were in the guild. I really. Didn't
I have
think
a
that
feeling
one
once we figure this out, this mystery out, we are going to have to avoid this city for a long, long time.
I mean, we haven't done anything illegal.
We were heroes first.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that
Right.
it's not lawful good after all, because I'm not sure a lawful good would basically agree to kidnap someone despite not calling it kidnapping.
Mhm.
It's not
tempor-
kidnapping.
temporarily borrowing a person.
We're taking care of him for the evening because he got very, very drunk.
And then you cast the spell.
I mean, no one has to know that.
Put a spell on you.
All right, maybe we should head over before it starts to get too late.
Yeah, what is the sort of time at the moment?
At this point, by the time you got back across town, sat down here, had a rousing debate amongst yourselves about a variety of topics, it's realistically, it's pushing like 9-10 o'clock at night at this point.
We've got plenty of time.
All right.
Garnet's like thinking to herself, like, I kind of want to be in bed, you know?
I would not be opposed to resting, however, due to the fact that I do not have use of invisibility. But if you guys wish to continue, that is fine.
What do you need invisibility for?
Well, in case things go poorly, I have to skedaddle.
Coward.
Run away like everyone else, you coward.
Escape plan.
Just
Well,
get
I
him
mean,
more
sorry.
drunk.
Ripcord.
if this goes poorly, you telling me that you're just going to stick around and endure an angry mob?
I said run away!
Well, yes, but everyone's calling me a coward. So I mean, like, you know,
I'm just saying run away. Running away is always a good backup plan.
exactly.
When you say the reason you don't want to go through with it is because you can't go invisible when you do so, yeah, I'm gonna call you a coward.
Yes, but then no one knows where I've gone.
Including us!
Well, yes, but I can find you. It's fine.
Can you though?
No. Okay, fine. Maybe we don't need invisibility. Then we can go. Shall we go? Or
Let's-
shall we?
let's go.
Let's
Let's go.
just
Shall
let's
I
go
stay
and
or
figure
shall I
this
go?
out somewhere else?
Yes. Let Care go get a private room. I'll get us a round of drinks, non-alcoholic, before we start. And then we can sort things out. I walk up to the bar and just get some, something non-alcoholic. Enough for all of us.
Okay, here in the guild hall, you're gonna go up to the bar to get a round
No,
of-
no.
No? I just thought we got something to drink while we talk things through.
Let's go.
No
to
drink.
the inn.
Fine.
Karen's just gonna be like, let's go to the inn first. Let's reconnoiter.
Did you just say you
We-
want to reconnoiter?
I don't know what that means.
I know what it means, but I also didn't know it's pronounced like that. I would have completely gone with
It
you.
is one
I'm
of
not gonna
those
lie.
words I've usually see more than I hear.
Yeah, a word that you learn from reading.
It is a word that I don't normally hear people use. That's why
Reconnoiter.
I was surprised. I was like, really? You want to reckon?
Yes.
Okay, cool, sure.
Hey, she is a bookish half orc.
I'm not judging.
Yeah,
I was
that's why you
just
said
surprised
Belgians,
surprised to hear somebody bust it out in a conversation. That's all. I was like, wow, okay.
Quick question.
There's
What does that mean?
reconnoitering.
What is?
Let's go have a look at what the place is like and figure out where the best spot is to get some stuff done. And then also get a private room and discuss what there is to be doing.
Brilliant idea.
It's basically a fancy way to say scout out a location. It's a
Yes.
Or I guess it's the word that's the base of reconnaissance.
similar
Yes.
base. Yeah, they come
Yeah.
from the same place. As far as I know.
Oh, that makes sense. I feel very dumb now.
Please don't.
It's just a word that you don't hear people bust out often, but it was very
No,
appropriate for
it
this.
was just the fact that I knew both of those words and I'd never thought to link them.
Hmm.
It's I tend to use big fancy words. You will find this out the more we play together. So
I used to as a kid, then I got teased and made fun of for having read the dictionary, and then I forcibly expelled all of those words, so I didn't use them anymore.
I
Kids are cruel.
I had a similar thing, but I doubled down on it because dictionaries are good to swing with. What?
My friends kept bugging me for using words they didn't understand.
You should have just. You should like. I think my tactic, right, would be to just flaunt my superior intellect.
Yes, and when I did that, I had no friends, so
That would be. Yeah, that would make sense.
All right,
I'm not
back on
gonna-
track.
I'm so sorry, Ken.
I'm not confident there even is a track at this point. It is,
It's about 30.
Okay, so we are heading to Eliason. This is the evening. It is the evening, yes.
late evening. Yeah, by the time you
Late
get over
evening.
there, it's gonna be like waning hours.
All right, so like we can take a night, and then we can take a night, and then a day. We can
Go shopping.
figure things out, figure the place out, and go from there. But we should probably leave quickly before people start deciding we may not be the best fit for this guild.
I mean, I don't think it's their place to decide.
Some of their places to decide.
Well,
It is
yeah,
some
I
of
mean,
their
yes,
places
yes,
to
yeah.
decide, considering they are our employers.
But some of them might be, of equal importance and
Or more.
oh. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. To the Elias Inn.
To the Eliason.
Elias Inn. Oh, it sounds good when you put it together. I like it. Elias Inn. You know, like rolls.
That was the idea.
Like a
Anyway.
giant boulder.
See, you're already acting drunk.
No.
All right, so we're gonna head to the Eliason tonight. That's the plan now.
Yes.
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 We.
Out the door. You're heading there post haste.
Yes.
Okay. Given the time of day or night rather, I need to make some minor adjustments to the level of crowd in the inn because a lot of these people have gone to bed.
We need to search.
We took a
every
long
single
time to
room.
get to the Elias Inn. We took a longer time to get here than Kim anticipated.
Yeah, well, I thought you were gonna come here for like dinner rush, so the place was occupied for dinner rush with like NPCs and stuff, but it is now no longer.
And then we spent far too long debating on how we were going to get him.
How we were gonna kidnap this man?
Yeah, something
Wait.
like that.
Is
But
the
to
map
be-
visible for
I don't
everyone
accept
else?
that word.
It's not yet, no, because I'm making
Okay.
adjustments
it's visible on
the
stream,
stream
not
because
for
I'm
us.
the one doing the streaming, which I don't like that very much, but that is the way things work at the moment.
It is what it is.
To be fair, as an experienced traveler, people tend not to have dinner where they sleep. They tend to have breakfast where they sleep.
Well, yes, but it is still like a tavern on the ground floor. People do eat there.
No, that yeah.
It's a pub, so people go there. It's a restaurant on the bottom. So some people just go there to eat and drink because it's a bar and it's.
Yes, but you can also be.
I lost
fancy
track
for-
of it.
Yes, but rich people like to be fancy for dinner. They like to go places, and if he may be rich, he may be. If he is a rich merchant, he may not cares explaining this logic as they walk. If
Mhm.
he is a rich merchant, he may not have wanted to stay in the tavern because he may have wanted to be seen somewhere else.
Hmm.
But if he went in the morning, you really don't want to go anywhere too far to get your cup of breakfast liquor and a good chunk of ham for the morning.
Breakfast liquor.
Mm.
I thought he was just gonna say cup of breakfast, and I was very confused.
Just put everything in a fucking blender and then chug it.
Eh,
Everything in a
It's an omelet smoothie.
all right.
everything in a blender, and then throw a few shots in.
So you arrive at the inn, and you should be able to see it now.
Yes, we can.
There
Oh,
are
okay, there
a
we go.
few people still hanging around. Not as many as there would have been earlier in the day, but you know, that's how that goes sometimes. You're familiar with the concept of the Elias Inn, so the identical twinness of the waitstaff, bartender, and person working behind the desk doesn't overly surprise you. It may creep you out, as it does some other people in the world. No judgment. But it at least doesn't take you by surprise. There are a few sort of like middle class merchanty type, in terms of kind of income bar, people finishing up their day. They're having a few evening drinks and chit-chatting amongst themselves and stuff like that. So what would you like to try to do in here?
Do any of them look like merchants? Like, you look at them and you go, that man or that woman, that person, they are a merchant.
I
Or is
believe
it
Kim's
like-
description is they all look like merchants.
They all look appropriately in that sort of like wealth category. They're not high nobles and they're not broke either. They're in that sort of like artisan, skilled merchant type band of income.
The newly expanding middle class.
I noticed a table in the on the map, at least. There's a empty table in the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
Should we
Anyway,
head over there?
I'm going to book a room because that was what we were planning to do.
That was the plan, correct? Brilliant. How many rooms do we require? 6?
Do we really need that many
We're not-
rooms? Surely we
I
just.
don't know.
Two.
Aren't we not
Two?
staying here?
Well, yes, but I'm
Two.
like, how?
2 and try to get 2 connected rooms. if
All right.
possible.
Care is the expert here. All right, 2 interconnected rooms, if possible. Gotcha. And then I walk over and ask to book a room. Well, 2 rooms.
All right. So the check-in desk is over here. So you can stroll up and do that. Where you would.
Kara's gonna stand there, and then would she be able to have a look around and maybe see if she can spot someone sitting potentially with a broken chain? Just kind of give a cursory glance, see if she can see if she can have 100% luck right here and now.
Sure. Make a perception check. DC's gonna be on the high side, but to just
Obviously.
catch it on a whim like that.
You don't get if you don't ask.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
well, you don't get anyway. So
Yeah, you take kind of a lean out and about, looking to see if you spot any sort of coin purses hanging from hooks or chain links or anything of that sort, and like a carabiner kind of deal. You don't spot anything like that.
Kim,
Mhm.
can we assume that they shared all the information regardless of whether or not we actually said it out loud here? I have a thought. See that bookcase in the back, and I remember something from last session about him returning like buying and selling books.
How much you'd had quite a lengthy conversation about this guy and your intentions towards him, and so I would say it's probably a safe bet that you exchanged most of that information. Is there anything that you think you would have left out of that exchange to the people who were in the market?
Care would have been open and told everything.
I would have left out the fact that I bought a book because I forgot about it.
I mean, she wouldn't mention that because that's not a detail about the guy.
Right. Yeah.
But
no, I don't think I'd admit anything.
But other than that, yeah, no omissions about the actual person and what they learned.
Right, so then can I go take a look at that bookcase?
Sure.
Wait, I still need to book the rooms because I didn't.
Right. Right, so I'll wait until after the rooms have been booked.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
So, Garnet, you approach the. That's weird that way. Anyway, you approach the front desk check-in area here, where, kind of near where Care is, and Annalise is the person working the desk. She is more than happy to book you in for the night. They don't have interconnected rooms. They can get you 2 adjacent rooms.
Yes, that will do wonderfully. Thank you.
Okay.
Good enough.
So it will be a gold for the night for the 2 rooms total.
Yeah, that's fine. I flick a gold. Well, I don't flick. I actually pull a gold coin out of my purse and put it on the thing sensibly.
All right. Asks if you need help with any kind of baggage or anything like that. We can have a bellhop move your bags up for you. We're still serving some sort of evening foods and drinks, but we're winding down the kitchen. So if there's anything you want on that front, recommend you get it in soon. Last call will be shortly. Give you that whole spiel.
Care hears that and immediately orders the biggest plate of meat and cheeses and appropriate sides.
I
Along
second
with
that, actually.
and some bread and a couple big things of ale to be delivered to the room because she's feeling fancy tonight.
To be delivered up to the room. Okay, sure. We'll get working on that for you.
Could I? Do you have crackers of any kind?
I'm afraid not. No.
Damn.
How about some pretzels? You got some
What do you
pretzels?
need the crackers? What do you need the crackers for?
I wanted a snack. I like
Let's make that
crackers.
2 of those assorted plates, 1 to each room.
That works.
All right. Anything else that you want to get your order in before we?
You sure you don't have any crackers?
Afraid not.
Don't
No.
get us
Be
kicked
the
out of this
poor
place.
person be, Amir. I do not have crackers.
I don't have any. None. I'm out.
You sound like a bird begging for bread.
It's a cracker. It's
Considering
not
his
bread.
little creams, I'm pretty sure he is a bird. No offense meant to Cricky, of course.
Would
He's
you
a
ever?
wonderful
Do you
bird.
think you'd ever hear Cricky? Cricky want a cracker?
Right.
Cricky just has not. It does not respond at all to that.
I'll offer Cricky
Alright,
some cheese
so-
later on the day.
Alright.
But no, that's everything. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. All right. So where are you heading from here? You can saddle up to a table. You can poke around. Make small talk.
I do want to poke around at the over here by the bookcase.
Care is going to head up to the room. She wants to scout out the room and maybe figure out a good area for first an interrogation and second to sleep.
Garnet is going to join Care on that.
Okay. So Gregory, as you approach this bookcase, you do see that there is a young woman sitting in one of the adjacent chairs. She seems to be just quietly having an evening read as she's sipping on maybe like a brandy or something of that sort. Just keep minding her own business, reading a book.
Mm. All right, so can I investigate this bookcase at all?
Sure. Or what are you
Okay.
looking for on the bookcase? Like specific titles or just in general or?
Oh, like hidden door. I don't know. Hidden door. It's like did they said the guy bought a book, right? It's like
Fiction.
it's like a fiction.
Story.
Yeah, so I guess just sort of peruse like for any sort of fiction titles.
Okay.
So my investigation.
So,
Normal roll.
Garnet and
Right.
Care, you
Come
head
on. Come on.
upstairs. You are
Oh my god!
not doing so hot.
Oh,
your-
knock over the bookcase.
No, your rooms are these 2 rooms here that are visible to you on the map. So they're around and down the hallway, and you got these 2.
Actually, can Cricket give me the help action?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so those are your 2 rooms, and then you can see the layout of the hallway is a little H shape, and there's a bunch of different
Better.
rooms scattered around. Okay, so you are looking for fiction titles and things of that sort. There are more than a few. It's pulpy, light read kind of material. They don't have It's not like an academic bookshelf. It's a very kind of like the kind of thing that you would see in like a traveler's lounge. It's a lot of just junk books and things to give people something to kill time with.
All right, yeah. It's like I pull one out and sort of just flip through it a bit.
Mhm.
Back, really my kind of thing. I back over to the rest of the group.
Well, I was just going to sit down at that table over there and just watch the folk here. Anyone care to join me? Or
Sure.
Might as well.
actually, I'm gonna sit there. Okay.
Sit
So the
here.
table in the top right was the one I was thinking of.
So as you round that corner, you can see that there is a like fireplace, little lounge area kind of thing. Then you just can't see
The
from-
bookcase.
Another
Yeah.
bookcase. Actually, I'm seeing after what Gregory did to the other bookcase. I'd like to just search through like some of the books and see if any of them have anything on like maybe like part of the illustration on any covers if they do have that, or on like the binds, or any point like just superficially on the books if they have maybe a horned creature breaking through some chains, or some chains, or something similar to those types of criteria.
Okay, sure.
Let's have a look through. So, how do I do this? There we go. Is it like that? Is that there we go? So, 19.
Okay. You kind of scan down the shelves here, looking to see if there's any sort of giveaway signs, tells of books that may be of alternative interest to people who know what they're looking for. Kind of what you're.
Yeah, pretty much.
But nothing jumps out at you on that front.
Reassuring, I think. I'll go back and join the others and just kind of watch the people there, I suppose. To see who leaves, if anyone leaves in like a shifty way, I guess. But
all right. Care and Garnet, you just scoping out the rooms? Are you doing anything specific up here in particular?
Might as well check for anything unexpected. I'm not expecting traps, but I might, you know, just give it a thorough once over anything hidden. You know, any nasty surprises that sometimes one finds when one stays at a hotel or the likes.
cockroaches.
Just run a black light over it.
Yeah. Just look at any suspicious stains.
any peepholes or listening ports.
Okay. You can go ahead and make investigation checks for giving the rooms a good once over.
Oh, hello.
Can I just give Care help so Care can get roll with advantage
Sure.
as opposed? Good, because my investigation is -1, and I don't want to be the person investigating at that point.
Powerful smell.
Oh, 16.
Yeah. Okay. So you take the time to go through the rooms one by one as a pair and kind of turn down the covers, check under the tables for things, look for, you know, arcane symbols and spells and any other kind of shenanigans that might give people eavesdropping on your intended privacy here. Seem like regular Joe Schmo rooms. Nothing jumping out at you as nefarious in nature or anything you feel like you'd have to scramble to undo or fix or anything like that. Rooms are decently well kept, clean, you know, all that fun stuff.
But you didn't spot the bomb.
Don't say that.
Please don't do stuff like that.
Start giving people ideas. Um,
No, that was going to be what would have happened if you went with Plan A. The inn was going to get bombed.
Damn.
Yikes.
appropriate.
Yeah.
All right. Garnet, if you want to stay in this room instead of hanging out with the
Please.
boys, I probably won't sleep in the bed, so you can have it all to yourself.
It's a double bed. I don't mind sharing. I'm not going to make you sleep on the floor.
I actually have a problem. I can't. I don't sleep very well in those beds.
Understandable then. Of course. You are, of course, welcome to take a pillow should you need it and a blanket.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And she's just gonna kind of move this table over a little and set up a little spot in the corner with her tent canvas. Although it kind of looks suspiciously, although she is kind of like she puts a pillow there, it does kind of look suspiciously like almost like she's laying out plastic to avoid getting blood on the floor.
Actually, she's a little worried about bedwetting, or rather
Sure.
floor wetting.
Yeah.
Like, out of character, just like, care, no.
What? You gotta make sure. Gotta be careful. Gotta have a good bed. Yes, a good bed.
Okay, Garnet's just gonna sit cross-legged on the bed and just sort of regret all of her life choices up to date.
Hey, we did a good job in the hospital. That was still today.
That was still technically.
Oh my word.
Has the food come up yet? Can Garnet just eat away her problems? Like,
There'd be a little bit of lag after you finished your inspecting and things before they got the amount of food and drink that you requested ready to go. But within maybe 10, 15 minutes of you finishing your inspection and kind of sitting down, there'd be the knock at the door with the room service delivering the food. So, relatively.
I thank them and I give them 5 silver pieces as a tip.
Okay.
I just realized why Kara is so happy to spend gold. She just doesn't. She doesn't really understand what it's worth. It's just a way. It's like her brain is stuck in a bartering mindset. So it's just a way to get things done.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I've just realized that since I don't have silver pieces, I can't give them silver pieces, so I've just given the person who's delivering it a gold piece instead.
Okay.
Just, upping the tip. Tip your service, people.
So it's not like you can say, "Hey, I want to give you 5 silver, but I've only got gold. So can you give me some change?"
Yeah.
Do you have some change for this tip that I'm giving you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you break a platinum?
Exactly. I might as well just give them a full gold.
Okay, but as a service worker, I've had people say that.
My mom does that.
All right. I at this point I'm like it's like just have we gotten at least a good lead on who's still left here in the tavern?
I mean, yeah, you've been hanging out for a good, 20 minutes, half hour or so. And kind of got a scope on what's going on. After, let's see, trying to timeline wise, these 2 city guards would have finished up with what they were doing, and they'd call it a night and head out. I mean, it's late at this point. You guys kind of shot yourselves in the foot a little bit.
As the night is wearing on, and Kara is probably going to talk about this with Garnet. Kara is going to start writing a letter. It's going to be to the guild master at the guild hall we were at, and it's basically going to be 2 parts apology and 1 part asking for information potentially about the broken bowl, seeing if they can find more information about that symbol and if there may be anyone connected to that symbol still in the general area,
Okay.
and she'll have them summon a runner to bring it to the guild hall as soon as they're done. But basically, she's just gonna work with Garnet to make it sound, because she can make it sound intelligent, but she wants to also make it sound respectful, and that's the part she has a problem with.
Let's see. They're gone. These four make their way upstairs and head to bed. Let's see what else is going on here. These couple of barflies are still hanging around. They're off the floor. Kind of. So you work on that letter. You said the 2-part apology, 1-part information request, politely as
Request,
possible, respectfully
yes.
as possible. Work on getting a runner to run it across town for you. Not overly difficult. It's a little late, so they have to actually like go call somebody to do it for you. They're not just kind of like hanging around.
No, obviously.
But you can get that sent off, so they'll have it and process it. They won't necessarily get back to you with an
No.
answer straight away.
Right
but-
away, but the assumption is that should care need to be found and the information comes up,
Mhm.
the guild will make sure what happens kind of idea. It's less a immediate action and more future
Proofing.
banking something for the future kind of
Gotcha.
idea.
Gotcha. Not a problem. So they've headed out. Yeah.
I have an odd question.
Mhm.
Because there's are there any sort of, from the people that have left, are there any sort of like plates left out that haven't been taken away just yet?
Oh my goodness. While Care and Garnet are eating most of the food,
Yeah, there's a
she's-
few.
Do any of them have crackers on them?
Oh my.
No, they did not have crackers in stock on the menu.
Well, I thought
Amir,
maybe they'd passed
they
them out
don't have
before.
crackers.
I mean, I was just having a look. Maybe they ran out before, I got here. I was maybe
It's a
thinking.
possibility. That could have been a thing.
There's only a couple.
We'll get
folk
you a
left
box
in
of
here.
Triscuits when we're done.
Okay,
Goddamn, boy.
there's no need for a patron. How'd you say it?
Patron.
Is that word too big for you?
Patronizing tone. I heard someone use it once, and I thought I'd try and pick it up, but I forgot.
He
how
has
to
someone used
pronounce
it once and he's never been the same since.
Hashtag sponsored. Call us Nabisco. If we're gonna plug them, we may as well get something out of it, right? Give us a couple boxes.
That's worrying.
It's worrying.
For a
The
moment
fact
there,
that
my
they don't have
internet cut
crackers
out
isn't
entirely.
worrying.
Oh,
No, my internet cut out entirely, but didn't disconnect me from anything, so I'm good. But that was weird.
okay. Yeah. So, Care and Garnet are enjoying the large platter of food and drink that they ordered for the group, as everyone else is just sort of meandering about downstairs. Noon, what are you getting up to down here? You've been kind of quiet.
I'm
Noon
just
cycle
vibing.
doesn't go into effect.
What was that? You're just vibing?
I'm just vibing.
Okay.
I'm just vibing. No, sorry, I totally zoned out. I'm exhausted still from yesterday. Noon is gonna see if he can spot anyone with that broken chain, just in case someone missed it, because I know we've been looking, but
Okay. Make a
so
perception check.
investigation.
Or how up close and personal are you going to get with people looking for it, or are you just doing it in passing?
Doing it in passing.
Okay, go for perception instead then.
Did the roll go? Yeah. Nice.
The crowd had already thinned out a bit. Making the assumption that you had done this earlier before everybody filtered out.
Yeah.
But none of them seem to have anything matching the description that you got from the guy in the market.
Alright.
I'd say I wouldn't worry about it. We might have better chances at breakfast.
Alright.
They ordered 2 platters to our room, didn't they? So-
Yes, 1 per room.
Ours is probably cold by now.
Maybe we should head up.
Cold meats are nice. I like cold meats. I mean, I don't know whether you guys like cold meats, but I like cold meats.
Meats and cheeses and
Mhm.
bread. You can make
Yeah.
yourself
Oh.
a sandwich.
I just like eating cheese. Shall we head up then?
No,
I
no
suppose?
crackers to go with the cheese, though. Unfortunately.
Amir is actually a bird. Discuss.
No wonder he and Cricky don't get along.
Damn bird, it's evil. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, when Garnet is watching Care, she's not like she starts going like one thing in one hand, one thing in the other, and just bite, and just stuffing it in her mouth. And then she breaks one of the pieces of bread in half, takes a moment, and looks really interested. And strips off some of the meat and some of the cheese. She just starts stuffing it into the bread and crams it in her mouth. And has like this delightful look on her face as she starts eating it.
Inventing some sort of a weird sandwich.
Mhm.
Kare's making a hot pocket.
Pretty much.
Cannon.
Care is the reason that this whole place has hot pockets. Care's going to be living off the royalties for the rest of her life.
It's not a bad plan. Retire from adventuring and just live off the royalties.
Invent hot pockets.
Mhm.
All right, so
That should be
do
the
we head up to
crux
the other
of
room now?
More campaigns.
Yeah, I suppose we'll probably head up.
Oh, the care roll.
Okay, so seeing that things have kind of died down downstairs, the last couple of people have gotten their last call. The lights have been turned up and all that fun stuff. They're getting kicked out for the night. Everybody heads up to their room to crash.
Care is gonna pull them into the one room. She's gonna listen. She's basically been listening for them to come upstairs.
Hmm.
And once she hears them come to the door, she's gonna pop her head out the window and she's gonna be like, "Come here. We still gotta figure out what we're gonna do."
This is also just as Amy is about to knock for something completely unrelated. Oh. Hello.
We still need to talk about what we're gonna do. We need to plan.
That's a very good point.
And then she is going to use message. If Noon is still downstairs, she's gonna message Noon. She's gonna be like, "We're gonna start planning up here if you want to come up."
Okay. Coming.
Wait, so which room are we gonna?
We're gonna pile
Plan?
into this room, I guess.
To
Yeah,
have a conversation.
bring
Take all
the
dibs
meat
on the
to-
stool.
Bring all the food over to that one.
Yeah,
Hang out by the door.
platter
I
and
hang out by the door again. It's like, which way does the door swing open, just in case, just so that I don't get hit when Noon comes in?
It would open into that corner, so you'd want to be.
And not be standing
Down
here.
two tiles.
I'm gonna be down there.
You're just looking at this area where there's a section of canvas laid out, and then a nice little pillow put neatly up against the wall. But for some reason, the section of canvas looks ominous.
Amy sits
Dexter
cross-legged
staying here?
on like the chair. Arms, you're not doing that thing where you kind of like sit on the chair backwards, so that the front of the chair is like you put your arms on it, like that.
I'm in my way. There we are. Oh no, there's only one bed. Whatever will we do?
Noon,
And
we
it's
have
mine,
another
says
room.
Garnet, spreading
There's-
across the whole bed
yes,
with
there's
starfishing.
another room as well.
Noon comes in absolutely like blitzed, just out of it, just goes, oh no, there's only one bed. Whatever will we do? And they just like, it's fine, we have another. Like, someone just goes, it's fine, we have another room.
I do think one of us will have to share in the other room.
I
You
don't
can
need a bed.
rock paper scissors for that. But we're about halfway through, so we're gonna go ahead and take our usual mid-session break here. We'll see everybody back in like 10 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and mid-break. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Break time is over. We are going to pick up right where we left off. It is late night here at the Elias Inn. The group has gone ahead and booked themselves a pair of rooms for the night, having sort of overshot their window on hoping to nail down
Just a tad.
this merchant person that they were looking for. So they are having a chat amongst themselves, trying to figure out next steps and where they're going from here.
And I've grabbed the platter from the other room,
Yeah.
so the three of us can start eating.
We got food, drink aplenty, and take it away.
So, we're here.
Yeah.
What do we think? What's everyone's thoughts on this establishment? I suppose.
Kidnapping.
What is in the establishment is kidnapping someone?
Oh, I did not hear that part of your question.
I think the establishment is pretty straight, honestly.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find any hidden doors. So maybe I didn't look hard enough.
I
Yeah,
couldn't find
look
any
through that bookcase.
sympathetic. Yeah, I couldn't find any sympathetic texts to that symbol. That one seems to be knowing about aside from us.
The rings were clean.
That's good.
And the food was good, although I did think to check for poison, but then again, I highly doubt it would. It seems otherwise quite good.
You might not wake up tomorrow.
Oh well, at least it was good food.
Well, I suppose yes. So, our plan.
Right. Well, I was thinking, since we've come to the den, we can now watch for the prey. And we can...
I had a thought, because there's that little table and chairs right by the stairwell. So if one of us can get up early and just sort of blend in there, we can sort of scout out who is coming out of the rooms and sort of keep an eye out for that belt buckle.
So an early breakfast it is then.
Well,
Yeah,
I only have to... Oh, carry on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm happy to take that spot in those chairs. I don't require much rest as such. I use a meditation technique to provide my rest. And half the time.
I was thinking about taking a seat downstairs by the bookshelf and maybe watching for maybe sitting with the little, and she's gonna pull out the piece of chain that they've modified. Just sit maybe with this sitting on the off my belt and see if someone joins me and strikes up any conversations while I work on transcribing some of my spells.
Good idea.
That's a good idea.
A honey pot.
A what?
No,
I
no,
don't
we're
have anything
no,
with
no.
I'm not also sure on
Noon.
follow.
Noon. I'm sorry, but no, we're not gonna honeypot him.
I assume honey pot means something other than actual honey.
Correct.
I thought it just meant like trying to trick someone into like seeking you out.
Yes, but in a very horny way.
Oh,
I feel like it's fine by noon, considering earlier plans.
James Bond is a good example of a honeypot,
hey man.
or supposed honeypot.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. So, if we fail to find this mysterious fellow, what do we do then? Wait, we do know it's a guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. I couldn't remember.
I mean, we didn't really get any information other than he looked merchantly. Like, we don't even know what race he is, honestly.
Oh, we should have asked that. I assumed he was human.
Damn you, hindsight.
But literally, I am the only human here.
This
Well,
is true.
In the group.
Why?
In this
don't-
group, I'm the only human. Why would any of us assume that somebody is human?
Mhm.
Why don't?
Well, if it's a
What?
majority human town, which is what it sounds like.
Why don't one or two of you go through the market tomorrow with what the kind of description that we have? We already gone through the southern market, but no one's asked any questions in the northern market yet about if anyone's seen this man. And broken chain being used is a pretty distinct feature, as we've discovered a little bit when we ask questions in the southern market. So maybe a couple of our more respectable members or charismatic members can have it ask around the northern market and figure out more details.
Yes. Also, I'd like to check out the. As obviously, they said that they recommended to him the druidy bars and stuff. I'd like to check those out as well. So, brilliant
Those are
idea.
also
Split up
pretty
and look for
high.
clues, perhaps.
Again. All right.
If our morning plan fails.
For morning plan fails. Yeah, that is. All right.
That's the
So
modifier there. Okay, if we do see him though, I will be watching the entrance. So if someone spots him and starts following him, signal to me and I will send a message to the rest of the group as I have message.
useful.
Whereas in if someone other than us
Don't we
begins to
get that
follow.
range?
No, if one of us begins to fall, because we're all in different places. Because if we are split up, or if we're in different parts of the building, and one of us spots him and he leaves, but the rest of us don't see it,
I will ring a bell. Have a bell.
that'll work too.
I'll make Cricky sound like a bell.
That doesn't work for the rest of us.
I
it
would
doesn't,
say I
does
could
it?
give you my bell, but I only have one.
Then you wouldn't have your bell.
Exactly. And this is where we have a problem.
I could give you Cricky, but then I wouldn't have Cricky.
Just what I'm saying is just start following him, and
Right.
I will call the
Yes.
rest of the pack to join the hunt.
I like it.
We used this tactic in the forest often when I was growing up, before I lost my arm. And after, honestly.
If you don't mind my asking, how did that happen?
Kara's just gonna kind of look at it for a moment and give a sigh and shrug. It happened during my tribe's initiation to becoming one of the rangers of the hunt. I was tasked with bringing down a great beast, a mighty mammoth, but during the fight, there I was attacked by something larger, something evil, and it attacked my tribe, ripped through, and dragged me off. I managed to fight it off, but it took my arm. And when the healers found me, it was too late to bring it back. But I learned but because it was a great wound, it elevated me instantly into my position as a ranger. I trained to use a spear in order to become a hunter again. But as I was training, I learned about something called wizardry and the ability to make a magic arm.
I see. Well,
Well, you learned Mage Hand.
if
Yes,
I don't have
and
much
now
to
I
say,
have the strongest magic arm.
all I can say is that is incredibly impressive. Just wow.
Claire is very cool.
Thank you. I am humbled. Thank you.
Oh, hello again.
So, it seems we have a decent enough plan.
Yeah.
I suppose we best get some rest.
We'll have to be up soon enough anyway.
So, agreed. Takes the platter. Like a little bit left at this point. We
Says-
just head over to the other room. Anything
Mine-
else anybody wants to
Good
say?
one to everyone.
Mind if I borrow this chair?
No, you're not allowed a chair that I'm not going to use anyway.
Well, I mean, maybe you wanted to. I need
Take
something
the
to
chair, Amir.
Go ahead and take the chair.
pick up the chair. Go into the other room. I'll put it down in like the back corner and just kind of sit on it cross-legged and engage the meditation trance that provides my long rest.
Okay. So you're planning to get an early start. Is that right? So you only need 4 hours to get your technical long rest in. Everybody else needs their 8. So, if are you going to be the only one awake? Is everyone going to be up and at the ready? Because if so, then you're going to be shortchanging yourselves a long rest.
I'll probably. My plan
Does-
was to carry on.
How much rest does like Cricky need? Or can I like how much rest does Cricky need?
They don't.
Okay.
As far as I can think off the top of my head, they don't.
So then I'll just get my full 8 and send Cricky over with him. Cricky can communicate with me telepathically to try to wake me up.
Mhm.
If something goes down.
Try to wake you up.
Make an attempt.
Yeah, after taking my 4 hours, I'll probably go sit in one of the chairs and just A, wait for everyone else, and B, just watch the people, if people are getting up super early, which would be interesting, or if or just the silence. Maybe read that. If I don't see anyone in like the first 10 minutes, I'll begin reading the book that I bought the day before.
Mhm.
And obviously still keeping an eye out.
Of course. What about everybody else? You gonna get your 8? Or you gonna?
I'm gonna get my 8.
What time would we be getting up in the morning?
Realistically, at this point, if you get your full 8, you'll be waking up at about like 9 a.m.
All right, yeah, Kara's gonna do the full 8 then. It's better to be rested and a little late if we can do some magic than to be exhausted or
I'm also
than
going
to
to
be
get my
exhausted and under strength if
Okay.
something happens.
Fair enough. So everybody crashes out for the night in their respective sleeping positions. After the 4 hours of meditation, Amir moves over to kind of scout the stairs a bit. So the night lapses.
With Cricky.
Yep, with Cricky as well, kind of hanging out, shoulder perch. It is early in the morning, not super early. It's like 6:30, 7 a.m. before people start getting out of bed and heading downstairs to breakfast, there's a decent sporadic sputtering of people as like some trickle down. It doesn't start to pick up into more of a steady stream until 8:15, 8:30ish. People start really getting up out of bed. But go ahead and make a perception check, and you can have one for either at advantage.
At advantage.
Ricky's looking too.
Oh, I accidentally. How did I do that? I accidentally rolled 3. Whoops.
It's fine. We'll use
I
the
don't-
first two.
Yeah, good.
I'm not
'cause
gonna be
that's a 27.
So 27 then.
Okay. So there is like I said, it starts out as a trickle and it slowly picks up into more of a steady stream of people passing you by, heading downstairs for breakfast in the tavern, which slowly accumulates out to that kind of a crowd. It's not like a packed house, but there's a decent crowd down there. You are sharp, eagle-eyed, watching for any sort of funky belt loops and anything of that sort, but you do not see anyone sort of matching the description go by.
Does any one of the people that passes by scream sort of, "I'm a merchant, look at me, I'm fancier than all of you"? Or do they all seem relatively modest?
They seem relatively modest. They're not flaunty about what amount of wealth they do have.
Alright. I guess I'll just probably sit there and wait for the others to pass me as they wake as well.
Okay, so it hits about 9-ish, and your 8 hours of a long rest are up, so you start slowly shaking out of sleep and having a morning stretch and all that fun stuff. So you can head out and give Amir a pass on the way down.
I wave at him as I walk past.
Morning.
Sup, bitch?
Elegant, I like it.
Alright.
At least he's
I-
only swearing at you. He set me on fire.
Okay, that happened like 2 days ago. Let's get over it. That's the
2 days
past.
ago or not, you set me on fire.
I'm a new person now.
That's because you've already forgotten everything that happened 2 days ago, Noon.
Probably, yeah.
I just slowly just collect the cricky. It's just like, while this whole conversation's happening, and just sort of like, this is
Both
I
good news and
hand
bad
Cookie
news.
a bit of cheese that I saved him from last night.
Good
he
news
enjoys that.
is I thoroughly enjoyed my book. Didn't finish it, but thoroughly enjoyed it. I think. I can't.
Always good.
Bad
If you
news.
can't remember, how do you know you enjoyed it?
Bad news is that I didn't see the guy. I didn't see our chain-linked friend. Maybe he's dead. Or not.
Or perhaps he's not gotten up yet. Or perhaps he's already left.
Maybe he never stayed.
or yeah, perhaps the information you got wasn't great because you were threatening him.
We didn't threaten any merchants. We just threatened a little man.
We
It
didn't
was little,
hurt.
wasn't he?
We didn't even physically hurt him.
Just held a hammer in my hand, non-threateningly.
That's not non-threatening. That's
I just stood there with a hammer.
You stood there with a hammer, and presumably he assumed you were going to use it. That's not non-threatening.
The only thing I've ever used this hammer for has been cracking open nuts.
That seems
Excuse me.
overkill.
It's just, you know.
Lightly tapping a nut with a giant hammer.
Well, it's more of a.
Gregory, just on the off chance he's not talking about like tree nuts, just sort of shuffles away, sort of
Awkwardly.
just like.
I didn't even think of
Oh.
What do you think Garnet uses her mace for?
And
Oof.
Kara's gonna like come downstairs at that point where they're talking about cracking nuts. She's gonna be like, "Oh, if you have any walnuts, I'll have some."
Why walnuts? That's like the worst type of nut.
Cashews are the best, but you don't need to crack open cashews.
Oh my
I'd say
goodness.
almonds, but those are technically seeds.
I
They're all
would
most nuts.
I would argue that cashews are in fact the worst, just because of what has to go into.
Yeah. A lot has to go.
They're also like super dangerous, and before they're cooked, they're poisonous.
That's the fun.
That's the same as kidney beans, though, and I have those every week.
You're all wrong, and honey roasted peanuts are the best.
Peanuts are real good.
Peanuts
Ooh,
are good, yeah,
They
but
have maple roasted peanuts up here, and those are amazing.
However, my favorite nuts. I'm not gonna finish that section.
Let's not finish that.
So should I stay here, or should we just mosey on downstairs?
I'm
There's
let's all
still
take different vantage points.
I'm gonna set up inside by the bookshelf. Kara's gonna think about it for a moment, and then she's gonna pull out. So we've shared all the information, so we kind of have an idea of what this symbol looks like, right? This bull with the chain, with the horned beast breaking through.
Mm-hmm.
Kara's gonna make a sketch. It's not gonna be a. Kara's going to would like to try to make a sketch for everyone, just so everyone has a copy of what this symbol is supposed to look like, and she's gonna be like, "Don't forget, this is the original symbol that may have started this all. So if you can see any hint of this." So would I have to roll anything, or would that just be she can do like a crude sketch?
Do performance just for the kind of like end quality.
All right. Oh no. Oh no. Let's imagine. So the mage hand was her. She was right-handed. So now she's doing this with her left hand, and she never really got good at writing with her left hand. So this may be a variable.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepper catches fire.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
it's just a scribble. We can't tell anything. It's just a scribble.
So for
This is by far the best artwork I have ever seen.
for the stream,
The abstract nature of it deserves to be framed in a museum. It's incredible. I don't think it's going to be much use, but it's incredible.
Garnet sort of looks at it and just like, I do love abstract art.
with a modifier of -2, I just rolled a natural 1 and got -1.
Yep.
That
Wonderful.
bit, don't you think that bit looks a bit like Cricky? You see that bit?
It does. Just like the
Yeah.
As she does each one, she's just getting more and more furious. Just her face is starting to look angrier and angrier and angrier. And finally,
My
she just
little man.
Don't worry, Care. We love you for more than your art skills.
Basically, you've got 5 crude copies of this sketch. None of them look anything like each other. So that you start comparing them, and they're like, "Is that the same thing as that? Is this like our personal piece? Is this what it?" They're all over the place. There's some
What do you see in the ink
I'm going
blots?
to
squiggly bits and
I'll
swirls
be-
and
I'll be hanging this on the fridge when we get home.
yeah.
I take my coffee and I fold it up and I tuck it safely into my pouch.
I fold it up multiple times over and put it into the same pouch as the ruby shards.
Just all the most important pieces from our investigation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Somewhere along the way, someone's dignity's going in there, but I don't think we've lost it quite yet.
There's still time.
Yeah.
The day is young.
What are you gonna do to us, Kim?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Kim's just trying to wrap around what's already happened.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Well,
Kim had
today's
plans,
little-
and we've not allowed her to get to those plans.
No, well, it's not that. It's just like today's kind of a wash. I'll be honest, because you and I wasn't, and we went like that.
You guys know those child harnesses you can get for toddlers? I think we might need one of those for noon, or possibly AM.
Me?
So-
What?
What?
Just because I'm 16 does not mean that I need to be leashed.
no, no. It's because you're wild chaos.
Little.
Okay, that's fair though.
It's a little.
If you, if you,
What do you want, buddy? What do you want?
I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun. So,
What?
There.
so Care's gonna sit with that piece of broken chain
Mhm.
out on her belt, and she's gonna stay in that corner there while the rest of them go and do what else was planned. As she sits there, she's also going to be transcribing 2 spells from Zedalia's the wizard book she got
Yeah.
into her own wizard book. I think that's where I'm going.
Okay. Describe the broken chain that you've made. What does it look like? What have you done to this chain?
I've just kind of. It's just a series of like 5 or 6 links, and then the last one has maybe like 2/3 or maybe a third of an inch just kind of chipped out of it.
Mhm.
So it looks like it's like, and it maybe even has like maybe she even hung like one of her little charms off it.
Okay. That will suffice for description, so I know what it
It's
looks
a little hawk feather charm.
like. Okay. And you scope out your spot next to the bookshelf, watching to see if anybody comes looking for a book to lend out, or anyone who matches the loose description that you have at the moment of a merchant with a chain link belt loop, and see if anybody approaches you as you have the broken chain on yours. All that kind of bait and wait type situation.
Yes, very much so.
So what about the rest of you? Amir, you're still up on the top of the stairs holding that position in case they come by?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll wait for you.
I was just gonna say I briefly wanted to just count the number of doors there and recall of the amount of people that have passed me, how many left there would be.
We're at a packed house.
Yeah, so like how many would be left to pass if everyone was obviously taking up a room.
Okay, I got what you're thinking. Just to go for like a head count kind of a thing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
no reason to sit up here anymore. Everybody's come downstairs or they're MIA or whatever. Yeah, so you do a quick kind of loop through the hall and just sort of count off the different rooms minus the 2 that you guys are checked into, and based on how many people you saw come by to head down for breakfast over the course of the morning with the rest of the party and everything like that, you feel like that was realistically or probably everybody. There's a chance it wasn't, double up rooms and things like that. But it's at least somewhere in the ballpark of could be everybody.
I'll go back, sit by the chair for a moment. I think just for a brief moment, maybe 5-10 minutes. Just give them a little bit extra time, and then probably head down to the bar side.
Okay. What about everybody else? Kara's staked her claim on a spot. What about Garnet? You're sitting at the bar.
Yeah, just sort of sitting with my back to the bar, just casually, just eating. A very big breakfast, I'm sure.
It's like I go downstairs for my cup of breakfast.
As one does.
As one does, go for my cup of breakfast.
I'm gonna sit here so that I can see the door, and my back is to a wall.
And I think I will. Where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go join. I'll go sit over here by noon.
Okay. So the 5 or 10 more minutes go by upstairs. Nobody else has trickled out of their rooms. So you are welcome to head downstairs and scope out a spot as well. There, Avery.
Right. I think I'm going to go back to the same table just briefly that I was at the evening before. Doesn't seem to be anyone on that table again, so...
So,
yeah, I'll sit there.
Breakfast time, there's chit-chat and chatter and conversations all going on. Obviously, the big news of the day is a lot of gossip about the big fire and everything that's going on in the city and danger and all that kind of shenanigans. Obviously, that's sort of the big news in the city at the moment is who did it and why and what are they going to do, and now we don't have a Griffin cavalry, and oh my god, are we in danger, and the general concerns of the population, right? So Garnet, you're relatively close to some people. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I didn't know if my mic cut out or something.
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't want to press push to talk and then delay my rolling, so I
Gotcha.
was
Yep.
just went to
You're fine. So this couple sitting at the bar here having breakfast near you, you overhear them talking about. They are talking about the cavalry and things like that, but then they shift the conversation a bit to the fact that it wasn't just here. There was a bunch of incidents all over the empire the other day. Their news is slowly trickling in from different places and things, but can you believe that there's like dead keepers and like they're talking about assassinations and things? This is crazy. It's never like they're the events of the Griffin cavalry were, it was not an isolated incident. It was part of a broader attack situation. There were incidents in all 10 kingdoms, and things are crazy.
Yikes.
Uh-oh. Are they, like, attacking the police forces of the kingdoms, or, like the patrolling military or whatever? Like,
There was a mix of things. There were attacks on a few different sort of policing forces, like the Griffin cavalry, and then there were assassination attempts on a variety of keepers throughout the empire, which is like the highest authority that they have.
oh,
So it was a coordinated strike. They hit some infrastructure places too. Some teleportation circles were damaged to hinder transportation networks and things. Like they really did a number on the empire in one big shot.
oof.
But the full extent of it isn't currently known to the general population. So you're only getting bits and pieces of rumors and hearsay and just kind of what news is leaked out from people who were in proximity to where some of these events occurred. Some of them were much more public than others, right? Like the keep going up was very visible. Some of the other ones were a little less so. So the full extent of it isn't quite public knowledge as of yet. But it's starting to cause a lot of gossip and whispers and things as a little bit of information gets embellished in a big way real fast. I mean, yeah, that happened. Continues to happen. So that's just a bit of information that you pick up as you're sitting there. That this event may not have been as one-off or isolated as you might have thought initially.
Yikes. Again.
Now, can Noon and I hear anything that the people at the table across from us are saying?
Make a perception check. It's a little.
Sure, and
It's a little far, but
I get advantage on those. All right. Oh yes, yes.
okay. So it is a little bit far. So you're not getting like whole blocks of conversation, right? You're not getting like paragraphs. But they are mostly focused on the same kind of like news of the day events. They've heard some rumors out of Victoria that things got real ugly there. Some people were mentioning they were sailing their supplies out as fast as they could, which is really bad because it's a major port of call. So if people are clearing out all of their shipping assets, that's a big problem. They seem like not terribly to do merchants. The way they're talking about their shipping routes being disrupted and needing to redirect through different ports and that kind of conversation is going on. They're mostly talking logistics more so than the event itself, and they're mostly worried about how it affects them and their business. Is kind of what you're getting out of that.
Right.
Where else, or what else do you want? You just sitting and waiting and hoping for the best, fishing the long game.
Obviously, our morning plan was brief surveillance, but
Mhm.
as the time passes on, at least Amir was gonna go wander out and perhaps head to the druid bars and stuff. I don't know whether anyone wanted to accompany him on that.
I'll go with Amir to the druid bars.
Okay. So the recommendation was for a specific restaurant that is run by druids.
Right.
It's
That's the
not
one.
like a tavern district or anything like that.
Right.
It's a kind of like a supper club. If you think of the one from Rocketeer, that kind of like fancy supper club type place. It's that kind of a restaurant, 5-star, black tie, blah blah.
Mm.
So they are not open for breakfast and lunch. It's a dinner type of place. You can swing by it
Gotcha.
and check them out kind of off hours. If you want to like chat with staff and things like that, you can see if you can find somebody. But they're not going to be like open to the general public at the moment.
So we know it's a pretty fancy place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, if we are gonna pop by, maybe talk to the staff, see if we can glean some information. Are you happy to do that, Gregory?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Then Amir will change into his vestments. So he looks like a holy man. And I guess we can. Let's go, shall we?
All right. Anybody else want to come?
I think I will stick around here just in case he comes back.
Okay.
I'll stay with Noon.
How long does transcribing spells take?
It's an hour per spell level of the spell that you're transcribing. So like a second level spell takes 2 hours. So if you're doing 2 first level spells, it would take 2 hours. If you're doing, you can math it from there.
I think Kara will stay for now. But yeah, she would have only done 2 spells, and she would have added Jim's Magic Missile and Comprehend Languages to her spell book.
Okay. So. Nope.
I'm set up.
Well, I got to make a little bit of an adjustment, but we'll go like that. And get you over here. So you head across town a little bit. Let me show you where you're going here. Heading over to the Druid Enclave that they have set up here in town, and then the restaurant itself is down over here. So I'll put you guys over here. Or no, sorry, that's the wrong person. Grab.
One. There we go.
Yeah. So you wander over to where you want to be and wind up out front of restaurant, where you find yourselves at the entrance. There are 2 large brown bears sort of working the doors as bouncers. As I said, the place is closed at the moment, but they're kind of just working security essentially.
Hi.
Hello. That's bears.
Yes.
Of course.
Hi. Hello, bears. Do the bears?
This
do
is a bad
anything?
idea.
Do the bears look at me? Do the bears just ignore me?
They acknowledge you. They are druids. They're not just like wild, like tamed bears. They're wild shaped to do their bouncing duties. So you guys approach and attempt to strike up a conversation with them. One of them will shift back. Should have grabbed somebody for that. That'll work for that. There you go. One of them will shift back for you, and just what can we do for you? The restaurant won't be open until later on tonight, and we do reservations by sending.
No,
That's-
yes. Yeah, hi, yeah, no, sorry. So, we're trying to track down, I don't know if I'd call him a unique individual, but he's got sort of a unique sort of paraphernalia on him, and my friend over here heard that he was recommended this restaurant. He had this sort of strange belt that was like a broken chain, and I was wondering if you could, if by any chance, if he had dropped by here.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty popular restaurant. A lot of people get recommended to come here. It's, five stars for a reason. Points up towards the sign on the top of the restaurant. When you're looking for someone, what is this? What is this about? Why are you here?
He's an old friend of ours, and we're just hoping he might have some answers related to, say, some of the happenings and goings on around that are quite grave. And I kind of beckon over towards the smoldering remains across. We just think that he might be of use, might be a little bit more helpful, and hopefully we can reinstate the security and make sure that whatever happened here is understood. And if we can meet with this fellow, it would be a great service, and it should speed things up tenfold. So if you were to have any information, that would be wonderful.
You see them kind of look at the bear, and the bear looks at them, and they kind of eyeball each other a little bit, and the bear gives you this, and afraid we can't help you guys. Honestly, we don't. Aside from keeping out people who cause trouble, we don't really take that kind of notice of. You say belt loops?
It
Was
was like
a broken chain link on the side of his belt.
Yeah, can't help you. Sorry.
Do they seem as though they're lying, or?
You can make an insight check if you want.
also make an
Alright.
insight check.
Did that do it automatically? No, I need to figure out how this works. Put ka-chow. Is that?
What?
It's just.
Did you just say ka-chow?
You did say
I did.
ka-chow.
Well, regardless, I think they're telling the truth.
I do
Look
get
at
advantage.
Lightning McQueen over here. God.
It's 28.
It seems like the vast majority of what they're saying is truthful. There's just a sort of trying to think how to describe this. There's some bits and pieces that it kind of feels like they might have skipped, or like glossed over, but the they haven't outright lied. Like I would
Okay.
no, what yeah, we'll go with that.
So you've had no recent. How's this business been good in the past couple evenings?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
generally packed house. Reservations are tough to come by. We run a great restaurant here.
Excellent. I'll have to pop by sometime. How many staff do you have here, if you don't mind my asking?
I mean, it's a decent sized restaurant. We have a full kitchen staff, wait staff, bartenders, coat check girl, you name it. We do run a little fewer. We have a fewer people than most restaurants of this size. That's a perk of the way that we run things. But aside from that, it's
And
probably
it
something in the. I don't know, I'm trying to guesstimate. It's maybe in like the 60 to 80 staff members in total. Not necessarily all working at the same time, but
Right.
would there be any chance that we could potentially talk to some of the others? You know, maybe some of them remember these individuals. Just because two people doesn't mean that others might not.
by what authority? Like, are you with the
Can't you
city
see that he's a
guard, or-
holy man?
I am. It's just some questions. It's by no means an interrogation of any sort. No. It's just a couple of friendly questions. A friend of some people who are needing questions. They asked me to come in a more friendly manner. Obviously, being a man of gods or whatever gods you may be under, but I strive
Come here,
myself
come here.
to the teachings of Eldath herself. But they thought that maybe someone of my nature may be more appealing to talk to you here.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay, persuade. Oh, did I do it? I did it.
We can pass this along to the manager if you want. I don't think they're gonna call staff in on when they're not working, just so you can have a chat with them.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know they weren't in. Sorry, that's my misunderstanding there. Could is the manager currently available, or is that beyond my asking?
No, we could pass it along. How would we get in touch with you if it is something they want to do?
Oh, I'm currently staying at the Elias Inn. I should be there for a couple of days. Maybe a little longer,
Sip of
depending
my
on
cup
how
of
long
breakfast.
how long this investigation goes on.
All right, and your name is?
My name is Dulath.
Dulab. All right. We'll pass this along for you, and if they decide they want to involve themselves, I'm sure they'll let you know.
Excellent. I have one last question. Is there obviously this is the Druid Enclave area. Is there anyone here or around the area that is highly skilled in summoning magics or proficiency with fire? Or is that am I looking in the wrong place? I don't mean to.
I mean, it depends on what you need. We're druids. We've got a strong connection with nature. But What do you need? What do you need? You need help with something? You need.
So I have some questions. Recently, I've been doing studies on conjuring elementals and other creatures. I was wondering if someone could give me a more in detail sort of analysis or something of that nature.
I kind of think on it a little bit. We mostly specialize in shape-shifting here. We don't do a lot of summoning and conjuring around here. That doesn't really help us with what we do. There may be a few people around that do it, but it's not really our thing.
Well, thank you. Unless my friend here has any more questions, that's all I have at the moment, I think.
Now, do you need to do ascending to do a reservation, or can I just do a reservation right now?
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
We take our reservations by sending.
Okay. We might make a reservation soon enough. Thank you.
I kind of like loudly whisper. Do we know sending? Is that something we can do?
I don't know, but maybe so.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Do you have any more questions?
No. It's all right. All right. That's thank you for your time. Feel free to go back to your more bearish nature.
I bid you good day, sir.
You as well. Stay out of trouble. Yeah.
Likewise. You don't want to
of
get on the bad side of the gods, right? That was a joke. No, goodbye.
I just sort of lean back and like, you're overselling it.
I turn away at that point and just start walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave as well.
I think that went swimmingly.
I thought it was going great until you once again started to sort of imply that they might have something to do with the fire.
I did not
stop doing that.
I did not do such things.
You absolutely did.
I did not. It's a lie. I guess should we head back to?
Yeah, let's head back to the Elias.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As I walk through the door, I just go, "Honey, I'm home." Oh wait, it's a tavern. And I just kind of do that sort of awkward, sort of like you know, when you do the punch like to someone when something's funny, but it's just like why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of do that too.
Garnet cries very loudly, and Pepsi does not look in his direction.
Okay.
I just sort of slink back over. To, actually, I think at this point I'm gonna go over to Care. Over here.
Mm-hmm. So while they were gone, is there anything specific that you want to have been getting up to here in the Elias Inn? Because at this point you're looking, it's like lunchtime. By the time they got over there, did what they did and came back. So
it's a great time for me to get a cup of lunch.
Oh my god. I will also have a cup of lunch.
It's gonna be a homebrewed item now. It's like bead of nourishment, cup of lunch.
Oh yeah.
Cup of breakfast, cup of
It's
lunch.
literally just
it's just a sandwich in a Dixie cup.
Oh, I was thinking fucking soup.
Yeah.
But that makes a little too much sense.
Can't have sense of this campaign.
We don't make sense around these parts. That's not a thing for us.
like the breakfast cup. It's like so almost liquefied omelet, but a breakfast cup's just a sandwich in a cup.
But yeah, so was there anything specific you wanted to get up to here? Like you wanted to make small talk, ask anybody questions, chat with your bartender, anything that you want to get
Done.
into here?
Gonna talk to the bartender and ask what sort of gossip he's heard from the other kingdoms lately, because she's been feeling a bit disconnected and she'd like to hear more about home. Whether or not she is from one of these other kingdoms, she hasn't specified.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And anything else? I'm sort of building a checklist here. We're just about to finish the session, so I want to have a checklist of things to have ready to hit you guys with when we start up next week.
I'm just keeping an eye out, honestly, at this point.
Okay. Anything different from you, Kara? Or are you still? Nope, you're muted.
Care is actually going to join Garnet in talking to the bartender, basically asking about basically about rumors and if he might have heard any information that isn't kind of.
You cut out with the air quotes. I didn't hear what you said alongside the air quotes.
Sorry.
Try again.
Yeah, you froze up again. Internet died, I think, again. Nope, unfroze. We're back.
All right. Okay, I apologize.
Nope.
Whatever you're trying to say is cursed.
Apparently.
Spit it out.
I was gonna say she's gonna ask for any unofficial information, kind of like there might be if he hears anything from people who aren't, a cut above the rest, because there's got to be like some very well off, maybe criminals potentially staying here, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Bartenders hear stuff.
You mean like potentially yourself?
Okay. So that will be where we pick up next week. We're going to end with a runner coming into the tavern and handing a letter off to Annalise behind the check-in desk. And she is going to call out for you, Care, with like a wave of an envelope. So you have a letter coming your way here when we start up next week.
Yay!
If we start up next week.
Yeah. So thanks to my players for another great session, and to everyone who tuned in this morning. We will see you back here next week, presumably. In the meantime, be sure to check out the other campaigns that we have running on the channel. There is a Sunday night game that'll be in a few hours that you should definitely tune into, and then Vow of the Keepers on Tuesday nights. And then our Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night campaigns are all chugging along, doing some really fun stuff. Those DMs are running some great games, so you should definitely give them a look later on this week. And have a great Sunday, everybody.
Bye.